Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Greg here with the Wild Bradburys. Last week you might remember that I got a package from an unnamed sender. Now I wanted to make sure I knew who it was coming from before I thanked the wrong person, and my suspicions were confirmed. This week I want to give a huge shout out to Ruth Ann and JJ for sending me the Toddy cold brew system to replace my coffee pot that died a few weeks ago. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, but I want to share my connection with these wonderful people. For years, Lydia was telling me about this awesome cousin that she had, but never met. Well, in 2017, I went up to Boston for some training, and I reached out to them to see if they'd be interested in meeting up. And of course, they obliged. They are such wonderful people that are just living their best life, positive vibes, and one of my fondest memories of this trip was when they took me to the Quincy Market. So the Quincy Market was built by the mayor, Josiah Quincy, tax-free and debt-free, which I think is pretty awesome because could you imagine anything getting built nowadays with no extra tax or without a huge building loan or grants or bonds from the city? Yeah, probably not. But it was during this trip that I got to form a special connection with JJ. He's one of the primary inspirations of me starting a YouTube channel and sharing my life with you guys. You should go check out his channel, DN Northeast Seeds. His channel is all about cultivating seeds and plants and cross-pollinating, stuff like that. He showed me all of his stuff, his greenhouse, his indoor growing systems. It's actually pretty neat. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, go check out his channel. But the other thing is, JJ is a Marine veteran who got out in 2003, but not until after serving in Operation Iraqi Freedom as an 0351 infantry assaultman. Now these guys were on the front lines of the fight, and they saw some stuff. It was not a good time to be going to war or deploying. JJ, thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for your service. And thank you for entrusting me in carrying on the torch. Semper Fidelis, Marine. Now, this is going to seem like a product review, and that was not my intent at all. I was really excited about getting it, and I just wanted to share the experience with you guys. So if you get bored, I apologize. If you stick with me, thanks. I appreciate it. But check it out. It's Tuesday evening, and I'm just now getting around to my first brew. I unboxed it on Sunday night for you guys, and then I flew 10 hours yesterday with some admin stuff on the front end and on the back end. It's a really long day, and then I went to work today. But I wanted to do this first brew with you guys, and this is the first opportunity I've had. So I cleaned up my little kitchen. You guys might remember my mess. And we're going to start our first brew. Okay, my first realization after getting everything out, there are two types of brewing. So I'm going to have to read a little bit more to figure out which one I'm going to do. I think I have, well, maybe I could open this up and see what's in it. This is just regular ground coffee. So I'm going to use the filters, which look like it's in there. I think that's method 2. Or use the bag, which is method 1. I got to read a little bit and see which one we're going to do. I chose to go with method number 1 for 2 reasons. First, because it specifically says in the instructions that method number 1 yields most cold brew per batch, which means that I'm going to get the most out of it. I don't know why, because then it also says that for 12 ounces of coffee, it's going to give me about 7 cups. And that's for method 1 and 2. But there's a reason they specifically wrote that in there, so I'm going to try that one. Second reason is because I actually have the bags, 3 that come in a pack. So I'm going to try this one first and see how it works out. Step number 1 is to put this little stopper over here. This comes with 2 filters, and it needs to be dampened before I put it in there. So let me do that real quick. I don't need this glass right now. Instead of doing it in the sink, I'm just going to do it right here. Put that in the bottom. It fits nice and snug. Next, I need to open up this and get a paper bag out. I used these scissors to trim my mustache, and I really didn't want to use it on opening a plastic bag because my mother always yelled at me when I used her nice sewing scissors to open stuff. So I'm having some PTSD from that, but I don't want to mess up the bags because this is just paper thin filter bags that you get with that you use with your regular coffee. So I'm going to sacrifice my nice scissors to open this up just this one time. I guess I'm going to take this bag and stick it into the reservoir here. Okay. Stick this in here and open it up so it's not overlapping, so it can seep. It doesn't say to do that, I'm just assuming that overlapping is not good. So here is a 12-ounce bag that it recommends. It says to dump the whole thing in there. That smells good. I wish you guys could, I know you can't smell this through the camera. Wish you could.
Here we go.
Look at every last drop of there. Oh no. Man, I was just thinking about how I was doing really good getting it all inside the bag rather than the outside of the bag. Good grief. Now it says put in 1.65 liters of water and stir the grounds. So these are 500 milliliters a piece. So I'm going to need just over 3.5. 500, 1,000, 1,500, 1.5, and we need 1.65. How much do you guys think that is? Kind of hard to measure here in these. So I'm just going to do something that looks right. Let's do... Alright, that's probably too much. Okay.
And then just has to move the grounds around, make sure it's all saturated so it can seep.
Now I need to tightly twist the top of my bag. It just says to let it seep or brew at room temperature for the next 12 to 24 hours. So I'll set it aside and let it brew. And then there's some stuff to do after we are done brewing it. Okay, so it's Wednesday night. It's been almost 24 hours, and I've decided to let the coffee seep until tomorrow morning. And as you can see, my flat space didn't last very long. And if you ask my wife, she will tell you the same thing happens at home. But the reason is I have to clean out in preparation of making my coffee, making space for my coffee. I have to clean out the freezer because there's a big block of ice, which was here before I got it, but I need a little extra room. So that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I was gonna put it outside thinking it would thaw overnight because it's hot here, but I don't want anybody to steal it. So I'm gonna put it in the shower and maybe spray some hot water on it and get it to thaw out. I don't know. Well, probably not because there's electronics inside. So we'll see. It's Thursday morning. I have to be quick because I'm running behind a little bit, but I find it very satisfying. There's something about the sound of the drip of coffee that I really like, and I wanted to share it with you. And it's time to pull the plug on this reservoir. I'm not really sure what that piece is called. Maybe it's in the instructions. Anyways, I'm going to squeeze this bag, get the most out of it. All right, that looks like it's it. I got a little bit of cleanup to do before I head out the door, so I'm gonna do that.